Hey, hello, I'm Kråkan, also known as Scarecrow, and welcome to the commentary track of this Perl Bed. It's one of the characters from the main character from the series called Cat Quest. So now there's two games, and for the PS4 and for the Switch, and I think it's on PC and Steam. So it's this light-hearted take on RPGs, a lot of cat puns, and it's more or less about enjoying the RPG elements more than actually grinding and stuff. It's very easy to gain levels, and it all kind of pokes fun of the whole RPG kind of genre. So the game is more or less as it seems. It's a world, but instead of like elves and dwarves and also sorts of creatures like that, or men, they're animals, dogs and cats and various monsters of that variety. So yeah, so I thought I'd make some beats out of it. And this is normally what I do as a hobby, relaxing, just putting something together and iron it out and putting it on the wall and stuff like that. And yeah, so Cat Quest is one of the few games that I actually have 100%ed on the PS4. I've taken the Platinum Trophy. And it was one of those things that it was not a chore actually doing it. It was one of those games that just felt natural doing. You sit down and you have a cold drink and you just relax and you go by the adventure, not in taking everything so seriously, and just enjoying yourself more or less. So I can talk about the game, I guess. The main character, which I'm currently doing on screen, is the cat. I think he's referred to as the Dragonblood. Now I think it's a pun on the Elder Scrolls series, the Dragonborn, because he it's the typical trope of RPGs and adventure games that the hero more or less, he's chosen by fate and he's supposed to save the world and all that kind of stuff. But I think this game starts with him actually saving his sister from this evil kind of guy. And spoilers, you find out that, it's not actually your sister, and this bad guy is actually have other alternate motives and stuff. But it's generally just this hero kind of quest going into dungeons, defeating bosses, taking the treasure, leveling up and all that. Kind of calm. So this is kind of funny. When I was gonna set up this shot and film this, I had I had some problems because I realized I don't have a rig or anything to go by, to put basically to film this. So I was like, okay, I have to put up my phone somehow. In front or on top of this Perl Bed, and what I ended up was making a construction out of duct tape and sort of containers and stuff. And then I realized that I had to have the phone like resting or hover over it, the construction, the build or whatever, the bead beds. So I went out shopping, so I found these aluminum rulers for measurements, and I thought those are kind of sturdy, and they're not like plastic that will bend or anything for the weight of the phone, which I'm recording on. I'm also using now for doing the voiceover of the commentary track. So so I actually kind of duct taped it all together and kind of put a line over the rulers, in straight lines, and made all these measurements and kind of just stuck it on top. And then I recorded everything in session so it will be seamless. And I removed the audio from the tracks, and I sped it up about double the speed, because these, if this is like, I don't know, what is it, 14 minutes or something, it usually takes double the time, and then rendering out the video, making sure that it's okay and everything, and that sort of process. I also did some shopping. I wouldn't say that I'm paranoid, but usually when I do projects like this, and it's like, you need yellow for the color of the cat. So I went to the store, to the toy store actually, and bought some pearls. And they have like all these kind of colors, like, or different variations or shades of yellow. So I bought like 4 or 5 of those, and I realized that I had all the colors at home, so it was just enough with the things that I had. And that's kind of funny. And also a thing about the artist, there was no actual, there was only one 2D pixel art that I could find when I was searching for this game. And this game is not pixelated like this. It's actually kind of like a flash drawing kind of style. And I could only find one guy that had made a previous Perl Bead or Perl Bed of this, the main character, but I didn't like the color scheme that he was going for. So I think the original tunic was like blue and the cape was gray. So I winded up like changing a bit, because of the whole idea here is like I wanted to make it green like a ranger or something, or the pun of like Zelda, because of the green tunic kind of thing. And that's what I wound up doing in the end, I mean. And I also realized that the cheeks on the character more or less look like Pikachu, so I didn't want to like refer to that as a thing, so I changed it to a more orange tone, like the blushing of the cheeks. And yeah, and the process also, I was a little bit worried when I was ironing this thing out, because usually when you make bigger beads, such as this one, you have to iron it very carefully, otherwise some of the beads, the pearls will not melt and stick together. So when you try to turn it over, flip it over, things will come loose, and that is exactly what happened. So it lost a bit of the ears and stuff, and it was like, oh well. And I have to like pluck it together very, very carefully. So in the next movie review that I'll be making, this will be on display in the background, and it turned out quite well. There's some minor things, but you can't really tell it if you zoom in and look very carefully. And that's like a thing. What more? I also like the idea of this character in the beginning, because when you play a game and you sort of like, every time you see something or like a trope or like an interesting RPG and mechanic, and you say that, oh, that's cool, that's good, and then you realize that you enjoy yourself with the game. That's a good feeling. So all the way through playing this from the beginning to end, I really like it. It was kind of like the cat puns, because their cats in this world was kind of bad. Like I think they say like perfect and jammers and ferocious and all these stupid kind of things. But yeah, the game was really good, and I can really recommend it.